Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's good?
Got me back, baby. What's good? What's going on?
Man, nothing much, just living the dream. Say
Good
like a
you?
champ, episode 63. We back?
63. I know, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy, dude. Wow. How was your week, man? How was your week last week? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the weekend was kind of rough for me, honestly.
I feel you.
At least as far as sports goes, yeah, it was pretty much all bad. But
Yeah,
but we'll have to get into that a little bit for sure
for
here in a
sure.
minute. But other than that though, no, everything's Gucci, you know what I'm saying? Life is lovely. Feeling good. It's been beautiful weather out here. It's been nice and cold, so what about you?
Great, dude. Same. It's actually been really, really nice. You know me. I just got back from the gym, but normally I'm in, full hoodie and sweatpants. So it's been feeling really, really nice. AZ is beautiful right now. Um,
For
you
sure.
know, making these videos and moving things along, man. It's been cool. It's been fun, dude.
Yeah, you want to talk about that real quick before we hit the intro?
Oh, most def. Yeah, man. Finally hit my first like big goal on TikTok. Hit the 10K. You know what I'm saying? Finally hit
What's up?
10K
That's what's
followers or
up.
whatever. Still rising too, actually. It's still going up. So which is really, really dope. Next goal is 15, and then from there just be like 5,000 increments and just keep on moving, keep pushing. And like we always say, dog, keep on grinding, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well,
Cool.
we're very proud of you. We're very proud of you. We've seen you've been grinding up that from the beginning. So,
Absolutely.
Unk's proud of you. He says, "What's up, nephew?"
What's
Carmen San
up?
Diego checking in. What's up? What's
Oh,
up?
oh yeah, Slacker's coming through. What's up? What's up, Carmen?
Yeah, we definitely appreciate everybody coming in and joining along. Don't be afraid to hit up some comments. We like to interact. Don't be afraid to hit that like button as well. And yeah, we appreciate all that. But go ahead and get it started then.
Let's get it. It's
All
gonna
right,
pop
let's
it.
do it.
Feel like a champ. They opened up my eyes. Feel like a champ. I didn't know sports till they told me what I do, baby. Feel like a champ. They opened up my eyes. Feel like a champ. Myra and Marcus, Strizzy and yes, they do too. They opened up my eyes.
All right. What's good?
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, man. Let's jump into it. As always, as everybody jumps in, hopefully we get some new people in today. But as always, like, follow, comment on the YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And if you don't know how to get there, if you're following either myself or Adub on the socials, whatever, we got the link tree in the Say Like a Champ bio. I got a link tree in my bio. So
Me too.
a bunch of different ways for y'all to get to the page and subscribe and follow all that fun stuff and keep up with us as we get to also keep up with you. So with that being said, man, let's jump into some of that NFL talk.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get it. And also, we do want to give a shout out though to super producer Marcus and our permanent special guest Myra. They're not going to be with us today, but shout out to them. They're always loved. They're always Slack family. But it's OG time today. Me and my bro.
Absolutely, let's get it.
Let's get it. What's up next?
Oh, let's check it out, man, real quick.
Oh, tune to NFL talk.
Let's get it.
All right. So NFL talk. Speaking of our boy though, the super producer Marcus, he did win our Week 9 contest, the Week 9 Pick'em.
Yes, sir. He did.
There was 4 people in the tiebreaker this time. Marcus, Trevor, Anthony, my boy Anthony Walls. Let me get 2, and then also my mom. So shout out to all 4 of them, but it came down to the tiebreaker again. Very close. It's been very close races.
We gotta get moms in Vegas too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and she's been really going for that win. I've already promised her a pretzel. When that time comes. So
Nice.
it's gonna be one of these weeks coming in soon. Well, we're trying to find the best pretzel, but we might go to this. There's this place down on Central and Camelback that's like,
Okay.
Dang, I can't remember the name of it all of a sudden, but it's like a little brewery house. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
It's right by
Shake Shack's
Luna,
right there.
Yeah, exactly. It's in the
Yeah,
corner. Yeah.
got you. Okay.
So yeah. So for our Phoenix, Arizona spot, if you don't know that little Uptown Plaza on Central and Camelback, there's some nice little spots there. Shout out to Manor too. Got some streetwear going on over there.
Oh yeah.
But and also shout out to Anthony Weston checking in. What's good? What's good? Appreciate you. But yeah, so let's get back into this week, this NFL though. So yeah, so shout out to Marcus. He won week 9. Shout out to everybody that competes weekly. I still am yet to win. I've been embarrassed. But you know, maybe one of these days we'll see. But we'll be back for our pick show on Thursday, so we'll make sure we put our picks in and all that good stuff.
I know. I gotta get right, man. Dang, I don't know what's going on.
Dude, well, you're still way. I'm falling back, man. In the overall year standings, I'm falling back. I'm fading. But I do want to get into one of the cool games of the week, and Anthony Weston already commented about it. You know, he said your Panthers gave the Chiefs a scare, Strizzy. So let's talk about that game.
Yeah, for sure, man. That was, to me, I really thought that we'll get into it, is for sure the Saints Bucks is going to be game of the week, but I really think the Panthers Chiefs game was kind of the game of the week, dude. It was crazy, man. I'm how do I say? I'm starting to gear a little bit more towards. I appreciate
Thanks,
that,
Trevor.
man, for sure. I'm starting to gear a little bit more towards Matt Rule and what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? I really, one thing that I'm really liking, and that could be also the offensive coordinator as well, but they're keeping our players that could probably start in other places, but can't because, you know, they're behind some really talented players. They're keeping them involved in the offense. You know what I mean? Curtis Samuel, he's our third receiver right now, but he's doing running back stuff. He's throwing the ball, he's catching the ball, like he's doing a little bit of everything, and I think that's really cool that Matt Rule is doing that. I love that Robbie Anderson is not just a deep threat. He's running slants, he's running fades, he's running posts, he's running out routes, in routes, crosses. He's doing everything too. You know, I wasn't a really big fan of, you know, that pickup as well, because I was like, we don't really need a deep threat because all of our receivers run 4-3-4-4s. You know what I'm saying? So, and
that's all he did before.
Exactly, that's all he did at the Jets. It's just run straight. We'll see if we can get it to you. So hats off to the coaching staff. But with that, it still kind of goes to my point to where, like, I love Teddy B. I love what he's doing, but I just don't think he's our quarterback of the future. You know what I mean? I still feel kind of like it's funny that they were playing the Chiefs because me and my boy Bobby, he was on the show, on the Thursday show. He's a big Chiefs fan too, like Anthony. And we literally at the same time were like, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of man, what's his name? He's now on the Washington team.
Alex Smith.
Yeah, he reminds me of Alex Smith when he's with the Chiefs.
Ultimate game manager,
man. Doesn't really trust too much going super downfield. But at one point in time, you know, Alex Smith got the Chiefs at 11-5. He's a good quarterback. I just think that he's going to be that type of player that, like, if the quarterback goes down and you have a lead, he'll be able to keep and maintain that lead. I just don't see him as like a starter for the long run.
He's not going to take you over the top.
Exactly. So I think we're still looking for the quarterback for our future. But dude, it was a really good game. For a second, I really thought we were going to actually get him. Like, I really did. Like, we looked pretty good, but and we did really well keeping the ball out of Mahomes' hands like all of the first half. Like, we really controlled the game.
Even going for it on fourth down a couple times.
Yeah, man. The fake punt was super legit. Shouts out to McCaffrey. He came back and completely balled out, you know, being gone for like 6 games. I think it was 6, 7 games. Although it kind of sucked because he got hurt at the end of it. So I think he's doubtful for this week, which is what I said last week. I was a little worried about that happening too.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. I was a little worried about that, but he's a competitor no matter how much I want him to sit because this season's probably going to be a wash season. I know he's not going to do it. But, man, it was a really, really good game. It was so close, came down to the wire. And we missed that another super duper long field goal. But I don't know. I'm excited for our future. Hopefully we can keep the team together. Defense is looking better each week. I'm loving the defensive rookie safety Chin. He's looking really good too. So a lot to look forward to, but, you know, we got some time to kind of put it all together.
Right. And that's why I like the fact that they gave him the long runway. They really did kind of let him build it the way they wanted to. So
yeah,
you can see they're going in the right direction. I definitely think so.
Agree.
Parker needs to work on his extra points, that's for sure. And it was crazy though. Joey Sly, you know, we love him. pretty consistent, but that was just too long of a field goal at the end. But they did have a chance to win it on that, which would have been an NFL. I think it would have been a record for
would have been the
longest.
record. Yeah, he barely missed. I think it was a 64-yarder last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they keep letting him try it.
Yeah, and he was like an inch off, man. Another inch would have got it in. And then this time, yeah, just kind of sailed a little bit.
A bit.
But it was even longer.
It had the leg. He had the leg, but it was just wide.
Just long with his wide. Yep. So I mean, Sly's got a leg for sure, but it was like, oh man. Plus it being outside with that breeze hurt us a little bit, but yeah. I'm happy the way we played. And in my opinion, the best team in the league. So I was happy how we played. I
would agree with that, and it's funny how our teams are so much alike. You know what I'm saying? In that vein, this week, my Cowboys, America's team, the Steelers outlasted them, but it was actually a close game, and they kind of fought, and they gave them a scare, man. I thought at one point, I was like, we're gonna really get this done. Couple things didn't go our way, but man, it was interesting. So I don't know. Oh, Anthony Weston asked, "Are we ready to add Pat to the MVP talk?" And I think so. I think he's always hovering around there.
Exactly. I think the thing is he's always been in the MVP talk. I think what it is just like I said, it's like with Jordan or LeBron. You almost like expect it. Yeah, like like a story, but like you almost expect it. And the media they do a really, I won't say good job, but they do a job at like putting these things in your head to kind of like make you gear a certain way. At the very beginning of the season, when Russell Wilson, still doing well, was Russell Wilson's never received an MVP vote ever. So now all of a sudden it's in the
narrative. Yeah,
exactly. So now all of a sudden it's in all of our heads. Like if he keeps playing like this, he's gonna win it. It's already in our heads that way. Yeah. But when you look at numbers, I think Pat Mahomes has 1 interception on the season on the year. I think he's only got like a touchdown or 2 less than what Russell has. Russell has like 7 to 8 interceptions on the year or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Especially Pat, these last couple of weeks, he's been throwing a lot.
Exactly, definitely been struggling a little bit. They've got some key injuries on that team, but they still got to figure it out.
Yeah, no, but most definitely. But I did want to talk a little. Well, that was actually another good game though. The Seahawks-Bills game that didn't go as I expected. We did expect kind of a shootout, but the Bills they got out in front and they never really let the Seahawks back in that game. There was talk, saying that Russell Wilson's interceptions were part of that. I feel like that's kind of messed up, though, because he's been carrying the team, you know what I'm saying? And he's doing what he's got to do to try to win the game. So I don't put the blame on him at all, but I was impressed with the way the Bills put everything together.
For sure.
What did you think about that game?
Same. I was actually really surprised to kind of see them go up so big early. I think it was like 21-0 for a little while, like in the first half or something like that. And I was really surprised. I mean, I keep saying it. I love watching the Bills play. I'm a pretty big Josh Allen fan. I like seeing this kid succeed. He has his games where it's like he has a bad game, and all of a sudden, I think everyone comes down on him so hard for having a bad game, or even 2. But then he'll bounce back and have a phenomenal game. And I think he doesn't get the same credit that he does as kind of for having a good game that he does for having a bad one. You know what I mean? So, but again, this team's really really good. When he's playing well, they look like contenders, you know what I mean? So, but at the same time, I agree with you. Wilson has held that team together for so long. Without him, they're not even close to being a playoff team, in my opinion. They're just not. Right. The defense is entirely way too bad. You know what I mean?
It's almost as bad as Dallas.
Are they allowing more points? I don't know. It's crazy. Like it's close.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's pretty bad. So they just, I don't know, man. It's crazy. They gotta figure something out. They gotta get some changes. Put some stuff on the defense.
Anthony West says they're basically the 2018 Chiefs, which is kind of true. Like that defense just wouldn't hold up, and they got to get into shootouts constantly. So,
yep.
Interesting right there. But yeah, so that was another good game, but a game that we didn't go exactly as expected. Another one, Saints and the Bucks. That was very surprising to me. Just nothing went right for the Bucks. The Saints, they were excited. Obviously, Drew Brees was pumped about that, but I'm still not really sold. Like basically after that game, to me, I'm feeling more and more now like there's nobody for real in the NFC because all the teams at the top, like they all have had like flat bad performances too,
Mm-hmm.
and they've all kind of gotten beaten down. So it's like none of them are really too scary to me.
For sure. At
And
any point in time, they can get beaten bad
yeah,
too.
yeah, exactly. So the NFC, I just think that makes for a very interesting playoff, depending on how that goes, because I feel like anybody can beat anybody in the NFC almost. Um, AFC is almost the same way. Trevor says Saints and Bucks was good for all the wrong reasons. And yo, Trevor he was the only one in our pick'em league to pick the Saints actually. So he did jump into the tiebreaker off of the strength of that. So
Oh, nice.
that was cool. But yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know, it's just weird to me. And then the AFC is still kind of the same too.
Yeah, it's funny. We talk about this a lot, like pretty much every single year. The NFC, as far as record and who's going to get into the playoffs, is always so deep. You know what I mean? Like, there's always, and that's why the whole division thing is talked about all the time, because there's always so many teams who end up like 9-6, 10-5, or whatever the case may be, who miss the playoffs because of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the AFC, you kind of have it's almost the same every year. It's always like Steelers, not so much the Patriots this year, but you know what I mean? Those kind of like those heavy hitter AFC teams usually are in it. Ravens, Steelers, Chiefs. Exactly. Yeah. Those teams are in it pretty much every year. But I don't know, man. I feel like the champion this year is probably going to come out of the AFC again. You know what I mean? I just kind of how I feel. Like you said, the NFC just kind of a lot of teams look good. A lot of teams look good, but no one really looks great. You know what I mean? Like no one's like, I mean, we've even seen, I mean, Packers look good, but like they've gotten
beat down by the
yeah, exactly. And at the beginning of the season, who they play? Was it the Bucks? They played some. I think it was the Bucks, right?
Yeah, the Bucks
beat them down too. The Bucks beat them down pretty bad too. Yeah, so you know, what I mean, that's another really good team, but I think their two losses this year were beatdowns. You know what I mean? So you just never know, man. You never know. And the Bucks got smacked this past weekend, so
right,
that's rough.
And then on the AFC side, though, you got, I mean, the Chiefs, obviously, they're the defending Super Bowl champs. They look tough.
Yeah.
But then on the AFC side, though, it's kind of the same. We got the Steelers who I want to talk about that game a little bit. They kind of struggled against the Cowboys. And like you said, though, they're classic for just playing down to their opponent and kind of just doing stuff to beat them. And they usually always have a game like this or two each year where under Tomlin, they they're supposed to blow somebody out and they don't, or they lose. So
yeah,
I think with the first string quarterback, they probably would have lost that game. But
100%, dude. Dak plays that game, and it's a totally different story.
Yeah, for sure. But I think though the Cowboys did find something in Garrett Gilbert. I was encouraged by that. I hope they just kind of stick with him and they just be like, he can be our backup maybe moving forward. Because he looked better, honestly, than Dalton did in the 1.5 games he stepped in. So,
dude, ball hasn't moved that well. You know what I mean? Like
in a long time.
Yeah, for real. Pretty much since Dak went down.
So, but those were some of the big games that I definitely did want to highlight. In the comments. Oh, brother Eric, appreciate you though. Welcome in.
Hey, what's good, fam?
He said he has kinks in the armor. The Chiefs, he thinks so. I think that might be true too. The Chiefs, we've seen them be in some contested games too. The Chargers won, the Raiders won that they lost. So it's going to be a very interesting end of the year, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think this could really go like any way for a lot of teams. You know what I mean? I feel like no team is really safe.
For sure. Other thing about this, let's see, other news. The Falcons, they waived Takk McKinley, which was interesting. He was like wanting to get traded. They didn't trade him, but now they've waived him. Dallas, the rookie Diggs is out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken foot, probably out for the rest of the year. So we'll see. And then also Corona has been on the rise a little bit.
Definitely.
A total of 56 employees, so 15 players and 41 staff members over the week of November 1st and November 7th tested positive. So that's been the most since basically if you take the first couple months put together. So
exactly, I was gonna say pretty much combined.
It's getting a little bit dicey out there for sure. And they also made some changes too. I don't know if you saw this, but they added they've approved the expansion to 16-team playoff now from 14, but only if more games are canceled because of coronavirus. So
Right.
it looks like they're kind of anticipating and bracing for the worst. We'll see how that works out. But I don't know. I hope that it doesn't come to that.
I agree. I mean, talking about Corona too, we saw the Raiders get hit with a pretty hefty fine. The team got fined, coach got fined, and they lost, I
Right.
think, a sixth round pick. I want to say, I think a sixth round pick.
Something like that. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember.
So
But
I mean,
the fines were really heavy, but they
they
were
were.
basically complaining about them. But it's like they already fined you heavy before,
Yeah, like
and
this
you
isn't your
didn't
first
change.
warning. Yeah,
So
get
I
it
kind of
together.
I usually don't agree with the NFL too much on that type of stuff, but I agree you do have to step it up. Like
Yeah,
if you're repeatedly punishing somebody, you got to kind of go a little bit harder. So
for sure. For sure. I'm kind of with you on that. Like, I don't usually, it's just one of those things where it's like, this is how you guys make your money. So if you want to stay safe, make sure you're masked up. Make sure
yeah,
you're not doing things, make sure you're not doing things that are going to, you know,
potentially expose you.
exactly, potentially expose you, get you fined. Like, keep yourself safe, but, also keep others around you safe. I mean, that's basically what the masks are for, is to keep people around you safe. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I don't know. They got to figure it out.
And as Trevor points out, Big Ben is on the COVID list, so he is one of the notable people.
Yep.
But yeah, no, the one thing that they did change too, I don't know if people probably noticed watching, is they did ask the players to wear masks on the sideline now.
Yeah.
In between, so trying to just limit it as much as possible. Brother Eric says Roethlisberger's on the warpath. He kind of was. I mean, he got injured in that game and then came back and led them to a TD. He did what he had to do. But the Cowboys really did have a chance in that game. Last thing on NFL talk, and we can talk about this more later, but this is another thing that they approved along with the expansion of the 16-team playoff, and I don't know exactly how I feel about it, is basically that they're going to now award teams a third-round pick, like a pick at the end of the third round, for developing minority talent. And I guess how it's going to look is like if you have a player personnel coach or something like that, or a head coach that's a minority, or sorry, like an under coach that's a minority, and they get a head coach or a general manager job somewhere else, then you'll get a third round pick, basically.
Yeah, I saw a little bit about that. I figured you'd touch on it today, but yeah, that's kind of weird.
I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, it's kind of weird to me because it's like, I guess it's better that it's like a reward for the development and not just hiring somebody. Because originally when they had introduced this, it was basically going to be like, well, you would get a pick basically for hiring a minority candidate. So at least this is more like you're rewarding the teams that are giving them the chances to actually progress and giving them that long-term opportunity. So we'll see. Anthony Weston says Chiefs should get one but the thing is he hasn't gotten that promotion that would count for it yet. But he is probably one of those first candidates that we'll see that in action. I don't know. So that's just something else I wanted to say. I don't really like it. Brother X says charity case. I mean,
right.
it kind of feels weird to me. I just feel like it should be based on merit, but
Exactly.
it's not like the biggest incentive either. I don't know. It's just
right. I agree. It's just one of those things. Like the last thing we want to hear is you got this because of this. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. And that's going to cause even more of an uproar and upstir. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of with you. I don't care for it too much.
All right. The Monday Night Football did squeak by did get their stuff together a little bit and got that done. The Jets almost looked like they were going to get their first win. Joe Flacco in the long ball. That was a good way to close out because there was a lot of good. Other than that, I think it's NBA talk though. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I completely agree with you. Jets almost pulled it out. They definitely almost pulled it out, which says a lot right now about the Patriots and their offense because they're struggling, man. Cam felt like he had to do everything, you know what I mean, in order just to get the win against the Jets. Like, dude was really working.
Yeah. And getting bombed on too. He got knocked around a little bit too. But
yeah, dude.
But no, that was what's up. So all right. I think we'll go ahead and move it along though.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, one more comment coming in. Oh, Anthony West says, I wish they could flex some of these Monday games. Yeah, some of them are just not holding up. But I think Monday's not even eligible for flex. I think they'll only flex Sunday night.
Yeah.
So it's too bad, though. Yeah, because if we could have our wishes, we could get some better primetime matchups. But all right, let's keep it moving. All right, NBA talk. So since we last spoke last Tuesday, NBA did agree, and the players union did agree to the December 22nd start date.
Yep.
And I'm expecting a flurry to go along with this cold weather. A flurry of moves next week, basically because the draft is next Wednesday, and then free agency is going to start next Friday. I think at 6 p.m. Eastern or something like that. So.
Yeah.
Basically, it's going to be crazy. We've never had all that in such a condensed window. This is basically like a 4-week off season that we're going to see. So it's going to be really cool. And I think it really could decide who the favorites for next year are going to be. Basically, what happens over this next week, basically.
Pretty much, because you get to see who are in the playoffs this year. You kind of get to see kind of like what they were missing and what they're gonna add, hopefully add, to the point in which they were missing. You know what I mean? Like for us, I know for Miami, we need some more size. You know what I mean? Like we got a ton of talent, but we need some size. Defensively, we're good. Offensively, we were great, but we just lack size. Lakers might need another like ball handler, something like that. Someone LeBron could really rely on. Rondo's coming back, right? I think Rondo's coming back, or do we not know yet?
He's going to opt out, and he wants to see. They say he's probably going to get a payday, but they might try to lure him back. So we'll see.
Gotcha. It makes sense. I think he did really, really well for you guys, especially in the finals for sure. So, it just makes sense to kind of bring Rondo back. But, depending on who you guys might leave, who you guys are going to pick up too. Where's Bradley Beal going to go, if anywhere?
Right. Bradley Beal, that's going to be a big thing. But a rumor out there that I did see a little bit recently was Serge Ibaka to the Lakers. To be kind of like that 4 or 5 piece to kind of spell Anthony Davis and kind of do that. Oh, and another one, Dragic for the Lakers, which I don't know that I like. Anthony Weston, tell me how you feel about that, because I don't know if I like Dragic. I don't know if I like Ibaka either.
I think Dragic would be huge for you guys, honestly, because not in my opinion, not only does he not make mistakes, he doesn't make mistakes, but he's also a way better shooter than Rondo. So that's definitely gonna spread the floor out for you guys. And at the same time, like
Rondo hits what he needs to, it feels like.
True, but like Rondo also go
shoot, yeah.
Right. Whereas like Caldwell Pope is more of a spot up shooter. Danny Green's more of a spot up shooter. Dragic is gonna just drain threes in people's faces, whether you're close, far away, and he'll run by you too. He loves contact as well. So his one problem is staying healthy. You know what I mean? So as long as he can stay healthy for you guys, I think he'd be great.
Not getting younger.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right though. 30s, 32, 33, maybe?
I feel like he was with the Suns a long time ago.
It feels like it, yeah. I think he also came in at a really young age too. Because he came in from Europe and stuff. So
I'll have to look that one up so we don't have to clean it up next week. But
dang, Boogie went back to Golden State? No, he went back?
I don't know. Angel Perez says Boogie Cousins went to Golden State. He's not feeling He's not feeling the move, apparently. I didn't realize that if he signed with them, because basically he was released by the Lakers. So I don't know. We'll have to see, but that's going to be another thing to see. Golden State, they're going to reload, obviously, but seeing what they do, and they have that high draft pick. Also, another one, Anthony West says Tristan Thompson to the Lakers a possibility.
Are they getting rid of Dwight?
I think Dwight's coming back.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about. Well, if they keep Dwight and who's the other big dude you guys just had? JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
I think he might be going. I don't know.
Okay. That makes sense. If he's gone, then I guess it kind of makes sense. But if they're gonna keep those two and bring in Tristan Thompson, it doesn't make much sense to me.
Right. And I don't really like Tristan Thompson either.
Me neither,
Like,
but
give me a Bradley Beal or Victor Oladipo,
for
and then
sure.
keep the things we had. Dragic's 34, by the way.
Okay, I was thinking like 33. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You guys, I mean, I think Bradley Beal would be huge for you guys. I think that'd be a really big deal. But I think Marcus is right. I think he's going somewhere between either you guys or Brooklyn. I don't know if it's inevitable, but I almost kind of feel like I could really see Giannis coming to Miami.
Yeah, but it might have to be after next year.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It'll definitely be after the next season, but I can see that happening for sure.
Yeah.
And I think I'd be happier with that because we don't have to give anything up for him too.
Right. Which is the same way I felt about AD, like not having to give up all the baby Lakers.
For sure.
But Anthony West says, what would the Wizards want for Beal? It's got to be a lot. I don't know.
Picks and players. Good. Yeah, picks and players.
And the Lakers don't have it, yeah.
Especially after the year he just had. I know the Wizards didn't do very well, but I mean he balled out. So
he's always going to do his thing, yeah.
Yeah, sell high while you can.
Right. Okay. And yeah, OKC is still the only team looking for a coach. We'll see what happens with that, but I'm expecting they're gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do with Chris Paul really quick here.
Mm-hmm.
And he might, especially if he's gonna be traded for draft assets. So, and that was a talk too earlier. Was like maybe Chris Paul to the Lakers, but I don't think that like lost steam really quick. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see about that.
I think that's just something like everybody just still wants. Like I think people just still want to see Chris Paul in the Lakers for some reason, but I think for me it's different because it's not Kobe anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah, like.
But that's Banana Boat Crew, right? I mean, aren't they all the friends?
Yeah, for sure. They're really good friends.
Anthony was the Lakers don't have a first round pick until the year 2,925. It feels like that for sure, but it's actually 2025. So yeah, that's a while before they're gonna get another pick. So
little Bronny will be coming to the NBA around that time. So yeah.
I know, right? I think he's 3 years away.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
They changed the rule in the meantime. We'll see.
True. Although I think depending on how he does in high school, he should at least go to college 1 year because he hasn't really been a big starter in high school.
Yeah, but I think he's only like freshman, right?
Huh?
So he's only a freshman still, right?
He'll be a sophomore. He's a sophomore this year.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's a sophomore this year.
We'll see. I don't know. I mean, he's still a little kid.
No, most definitely. That's why I'm saying it's because of how he does. You know what I mean? Like, we got to stop looking at stuff where it's like, it's LeBron James' son. That don't mean nothing.
Right, exactly. Got to be realistic with this.
Yeah.
So, all right, then. Last thing before I think we end NBA talk, I just want to ask you real quick, and Slackers, you guys can weigh in too if you feel. What do you think the percent chance is that LaMelo Ball goes number 1 overall? I just kind of want to see where your take is.
I don't know why I always forget this. Who has first pick? Timberwolves?
Yeah.
I think he could go number 1 just because it's the Timberwolves. I mean, they make bad choices. They love taking guards for whatever reason. And D'Lo to me is more of a like shooting guard, point guard. You know what I mean? Like, whereas I guess LaMelo is too, but he has been doing pretty well playing the point guard position in Europe.
Or whatever that means.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever that means, exactly. But LaMelo also has days where he goes 1 of 36, and then the next game he might go 18 of 21. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I'm not too huge on the kid too much, and maybe he'll change my mind in the NBA, but I feel like he still has a lot of work to do. He needs to work on his actual jumper the way his brother did. You know, he's got to fix that because that's getting blocked all day in the NBA, the way he shoots it now. You know what I mean? I feel like all of them except for Jolo shoot at the chest. You know what I mean? So that's
Jolo just can't shoot at all. So
sure, but for him, it's at least over his head.
Right.
Everybody else, I feel like and Zoe fixed it. You know what I mean? He's shooting way better than he was when he first came in. So shout out to him. But I don't know, man. I still feel like the kid out of Georgia he's my number 1 pick, man. I just feel like he's the best. To me, he's the best player out of exactly. He's the best one out of this draft this year. So, but at the same time, Timberwolves don't really need him. So, who knows? Who knows?
I'm hoping for him too, just because I think that'd be dope. Brother Eric
Right.
says 50% chance. He doesn't like his game.
Yeah.
Anthony Weston says D'Lo is getting replaced by another ball brother. I think it is kind of like 50-50 though for me too. I think it's a pretty decent chance, that they'll
Yeah.
probably take him. And also the Pistons were talking about maybe moving up for him if he doesn't go number one. So we'll see. He might not slide as far as we expect.
For sure. And I could see him on the Pistons way more than I could see him on the Timberwolves. So we'll see. I just like fit wise anyway. You know what I mean? Like they don't really have a guard.
Yeah. No, I
And
agree.
Derrick Rose and D Rose ain't coming back. So
Yeah. All right. That's what's up. All right, let's keep it moving. So what's next again?
Other sports?
Oh yeah, other sports. Okay, so not
Yeah, not basketball. We did that already.
Oh, okay, like hockey.
Yeah, like hockey. Hockey, feel me?
Okay, like baseball. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir. Like soccer, right?
There we go.
Like soccer.
Like other sports. All right, other sports. We don't have too much for other sports, but we do have a couple interesting things.
definitely.
His neighbor on the roll again. So we have Alex Cora. He did get hired. He's back with the Red Sox after his year-long suspension for the 2018 related activities,
Yeah.
which I think is kind of interesting. I mean, but it's kind of one of those things where it's starting to seem more and more like, hey, that whole thing, they were scapegoats, but everybody's going to be like, all right, we got to move on.
For sure. For sure.
You know?
I was a little surprised with the move. I mean, dude's good at his job. You know what I mean? So that's why they brought him back. But sometimes you're like, sometimes people just kind of want to like, we're just gonna start over. We're gonna part ways and go other ways. And they're like, nah, you're coming back.
Yeah,
Do
they're
your-
like, "Why? Thing.
Yeah, do your year, spend some time with your family, and then like we'll see you next year. So I guess like I was surprised, but also not surprised. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel you. Like, I'm kind of the same way, though. I'm like, you know what? I'm not really surprised. Like,
Right.
it makes sense for them, I guess. They're like, all right, you back? Okay, cool. They
Sure.
acted like they turned up their nose, but really that's still their guy. So
Absolutely.
another interesting hire, Tony La Russa is going to coach the Chicago White Sox. And my biggest thing with him is he's just like really kind of up there. He's 76. He's like old school baseball.
Mhm.
So to me, that means that they're trying to make a play for something like really quick,
Yeah.
I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. Anthony Weston, I don't understand.
No, I was like,
I don't understand your comment.
what you mean he back to Apple?
Like when he left, and then they were like, "All right, it's all good," because they knew that was his guy. Maybe that's the metaphor. I don't know, but yeah. So Tony Russo, though, he did. There's this little stuff coming up about him having a DUI. Actually, when he was out here in Scottsdale, Arizona, that now might complicate some of the things. Yeah, so he's talking about how he left Apple, came back. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I thought you were trying to do some breaking news, Anthony. I'm not trying to be funny. I was just kind of like, I was just kind of thrown off about that a little bit. But no, I
Same.
think I get what you mean. Like Alex Cora, like he left Apple, he came back, like because they knew that was the guy that was going to take him there. All right. Other than that, not too much going on with baseball. Then we'll see what happens with next year. It should start though in March. I think they're just going to be right back at it.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think they can. You know what I mean? Like, I think for them, they get a little bit more. It's funny too. What Trevor said that. I was just thinking that everybody gets DUIs out here.
In Scottsdale,
You ever notice that, man? Like every athlete who comes through Arizona always gets a DUI out here. I don't know what it is. It's crazy. But going back to baseball, I think that they'll be all right. I think they'll have a little bit longer layoff than the NBA players do. But I think for them, they'll definitely be okay to start back up in March. I don't think that's too soon. If they were like, we're actually going to start in February, I'd be like, that's okay too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, my biggest
Basketball.
question is, are they going to monkey with the season, like the length of the season? Are they going to realize, like, okay, we had this 60 game, we used to do 162, like they might try to, do less. I don't know. We'll see about that.
Yeah.
I think that's the other change that might come up. I'm excited. Hopefully, get back to spring training and stuff like that, and then we can get back to maybe fan stadium on a smaller scale, like they did in the World Series. So
For sure.
college football. So this was the beginning of my bad sports weekend. Obviously I had Dallas on Sunday, but on Saturday, Georgia, man, they really stunk up the place against Florida.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't like it, but I wasn't. I have to be honest, I wasn't totally surprised with the way our offense has been playing. Our defense is good, but just not that good. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I really hate Florida, and I don't really hate anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm a positive person, but I really don't like them. And yeah, we got Missouri coming up on Saturday, and I can easily see this game being a tricky situation as well because they score a lot of points. So the
Man.
season's over either way, though. 2 losses, it's not going to make the playoffs. So we'll get a nice little bowl game, maybe.
Nah, for sure. I feel you on that. I'm like, Oklahoma actually looks better now that Rattler's gone down. I feel like we moved the ball so much better, which is crazy because I had high hope for that kid. I thought he's going to be really good. And he's still bad. He's a freshman, you know what I mean? A true one at that.
Right.
So we'll see. But, we've looked better. We've looked better. Kind of a little late to kind of get back to any type of playoff, considering the 2 teams we lost to. We most definitely shouldn't have lost to. But, yeah. How do you feel? I almost don't want to watch. I watch because I ride for my squad, but I almost don't want to watch them.
And this is funny, brother Eric, but it's not funny. He said it was the Florida brag he brought in the car. One time I pulled up, we were going to the outlets or something, and he brought the Florida bag with him, and I was like, dude, I had to tell him, I was like, dog, don't bring that. Don't ever bring that again. He was trying to mess with me, but I was like, no, that's bad juju altogether. So that's probably why they lost, Eric. That's funny, but it's not funny, dog. I don't get down like that. But bigger. Oh man, Georgia in the Sun Bowl versus ASU. Yeah, I could see that. Something like that. It's probably about right. That's the trajectory. Oh man. But the big game of the week, though, Notre Dame did beat Clemson. They never really trailed in regulation. It went to double overtime. I have to be honest, I missed the end of the game. But I saw it later on, and I was like, dang. So Notre Dame did their thing. Yeah, you better be sorry. Fam. I love you. I love you, but that bag was treacherous. But yeah, so shout out to Notre Dame. That's what's up. They moved up behind. Now Alabama's won their 2, which I think seems about right.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. Oh, Stephanie Wash says COVID after party.
Hey. I'm ready to party, man. Ain't nobody knows. I've been in this ear about going to Vegas for the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, they did though. They did celebrate like there was no pandemic though.
For sure, they most definitely did. I mean, and rightfully so. You know what I mean? It's not like I get it. No Trevor Lawrence, but the backup that they have for Trevor Lawrence is still no slouch. You know what I mean? So
right. That was so funny, though, that they had the COVID after party, though. And definitely shout out to Stephanie Washington, though, checking in. We appreciate you always checking in on the show, though. That was so funny. Oh, man. But, yeah, that was a big thing. But I think basically we're going to get to see it again. I think that's what it's going to come down to. When the ACC championship game, I think they're going to have to play again. So
definitely. Yeah.
Oh, Trevor says he's having football at the house on Sunday for free. Is Jamie out of town?
Oh, free.
That's what's up. Okay. We'll see. I mean, this Sunday I might actually be one of the days I would get out and about because the Cowboys have a bye week. So
all right, there you go.
I won't be glued to my chair quite as much. So we'll see. Stephanie Washington said she would have bum rushed the field too, for sure. You don't get to see that very often. So
swinging her mask in the air and everything. So it's whatever.
Oh man. But yeah, so we'll see. The quarterback for Clemson is a beast, though. That freshman, he's still a 5-star recruit. He's still a monster. So we'll see what happens with the rest of that. But I think that's cool. Definitely shout out to Notre Dame. And I think that I definitely want to see everybody, as many people as possible, lose at the top of the rankings. just to mix it up, you know what I'm saying? Just to mix it up. So
most definitely. Plus, it's kind of fun too. You definitely want to see the best teams play for the playoff and the championship and stuff like that. But it's kind of fun sometimes to kind of see things a little bit mixed up, each year. You know what I mean? we've seen this. We've seen kind of the same 4 teams in the playoff for the last like 3 seasons. It's been like OU, Bama, Georgia, and Clemson.
Yeah,
what I mean? It's really been those
Georgia for Oregon or for whoever. Yeah,
right. But it's essentially been those same 4 teams the last 3 years or so. So and OU keeps getting blown out in the first round. But yeah, it's kind of cool. See things mixed up a little bit.
Right. And Stephanie, yes, I am still watching us lose. I am still, like I said, I gotta be there for it. I'm numb to the pain. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Ohio State too.
Ohio State, yeah. And they're gonna be right back up in it too.
Oh yeah.
Bad. Everybody else in the Big Ten basically looks bad. So we'll see. Let's see. Only thing I guess other sports related to Dustin Poirier signed an agreement to fight in January, and it's supposed to be a main event versus McGregor. McGregor hasn't agreed yet, but supposedly they're going to be able to make it happen. So that should be interesting. McGregor getting back in the octagon. What do you think about that?
Pretty cool actually. It's kind of something that we've kind of been waiting for. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for it. I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm here for it. You know what I mean? I kind of can't wait.
Yeah, it should be cool. It should be cool, but I mean, honestly, it's been harder and harder for me to break bread on any of these fights. It's like I'll watch a bootleg or something, but
I'm paying for it.
Yeah, I'm like actually
it could be a John Jones fight. I'm still not paying for it.
Right. Anthony West says, "What do you guys think of Harbaugh? You think he'll leave?" I mean,
wait, which one?
Michigan.
Okay.
John, right? I think that's John, because I think Jim's the one for the Ravens.
Yeah.
So, I think that he's talking about going back to the NFL. It's like, yeah, because you're about to get run all out of Michigan, man. Like Ann Arbor's going to kick you out on their own. They're taking back the key to the city and everything. So, I think he might leave because he just can't beat Ohio State, and now he can't beat anybody else either. So,
yeah, he can't beat Ohio State, and he's having trouble beating other teams too. Like, I mean, Penn State in the past as well when they were better. Obviously not this season, but he has a really hard time playing teams that are like ranked in general.
Yeah, in general.
Yeah.
And it's Jim. Trevor says Jim, so it's the other way around. I think so. It's Jim Harbaugh there. Yeah. So. Oh man. Mom's checking in. What's good, Mom? Don't forget LSU in past playoffs, and Georgia may have a new quarterback this week. Yeah, but there's no hope, Mom. I don't know. There's not enough left on our schedule for us to play and like make it back up in those rankings. But if everybody does lose, you never know. So we'll see. We'll have to see about that. So, and Georgia may have a new quarterback. Yeah, Stetson Bennett's not getting it done. The mailman's not delivering anymore. So maybe Mathis, maybe JT Daniels, the highly touted recruit from USC, even though he hasn't been healthy all year. I don't know. It just all looks bad. And it sucks because I was tricked, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like – sorry to go on a little Georgia rant, but I feel like, man, for 3-4 weeks, like, you know what? We can immediately in the Arkansas game, in the first half of the Arkansas, when it got to halftime, I was thinking to myself, we're in big trouble. Like, and this doesn't look good. And, like, not just for that game, but just for the whole season. I was just like, we don't have a freaking quarterback. And he played well enough to kind of make it work, but it's still like especially like before the Florida game on Saturday, like I was just having that same feeling I had at the beginning of the Arkansas game. Like, this is just not going to work. And I hate to feel that way about my squad. I always try to be positive, but man, it just doesn't look good, man. I don't know.
Yeah, man, I feel you on that.
Yeah. But it sucks, man. But that's part of being a fan. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through the ups, the downs, and everything like that. So,
heck yeah, we definitely going through it this year. But going through it this year.
Oh, and even mentioned that's another thing for other sports is my team, my squad, Arsenal. Man, they lost 3-0 to Aston Villa on Sunday, and that was like, yeah, they played like right before the Cowboys game, and it was just all bad there too. They like I was trying to flip back and forth, but another thing at NBC right now because they're basically putting like the Arsenal game on Peacock every week, so like there'll be all these games on all the NBC network and NBC Sports and stuff like that, but then. This is like the third week in a row that Arsenal's been like the Sunday 12 o'clock game on Peacock. And I'm really I'm irritated with them. Everybody wants your $4.99 a month, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Trying to paper cut us to death.
And what's really weird too was the Cardinals game not on Fox this Sunday.
It was on CBS.
Okay, that's another thing too. Like, I don't have CBS for no other reason, and they want their $4.99 as well. I'm like, I'm not giving it to
on
them.
their all access, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't watch CBS for nothing else.
Yeah, so it's
I'm
all
bootlegging
bad,
them too. I'm
You're right,
bootlegging the Cardinals
exactly.
too.
Yeah, it's all bad, man.
What's I want to backtrack? I want to backtrack a little bit, man. I wanted to talk about. I totally forgot. I wanted to talk about that game actually, the Cardinals and Miami game.
I was the only one in the Pick'em League to. Well, okay, so let's talk about that real quick. But also, brother Eric, we need our this or that. Hit us up with the this or that in the chat. I know you got one for us.
I know, got like two of them for us.
With that, while we talk about this game real quick, and I just want to say before you go, I just humble brag. I was willing to pick Miami Dolphins
for sure.
The Pick'em League. I'm terrible in the Pick'em League, but I got that one right. So I'm
right. No, smart move. And yeah, man, we talked about it. Like, this could be one of those games where they could have lost. Miami's not a bad team. They're actually starting to look pretty good. Their offense is starting to roll. Their defense is playing very well. And as good offensively as the Cardinals were, they stuck with them the entire time and grounded out the win. I'm kind of curious. I'm wondering if the Cardinals, one, they need to get DeAndre Hopkins back into the offense. He's been like almost completely out for I think like 2 weeks now in a row, where you almost forget he's even on the team. And I don't want the Cardinals to turn into the Ravens right now, where they start looking at Kyler Murray to be their Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? We're like everything for you. You know what I mean? Like, because and the crazy part about it too is I think Kyler was kind of, I don't know if he's regressing a little bit or just going through like tough weeks, but I feel like he's not really going through his reads very well. At least in the Miami game, he wasn't going through his reads very well either. So like when his first read isn't there, he just wants to run, wants to take off. Like he doesn't even go through his other ones. He's just taking off. So I think they'll fix it. I think him and Kingsbury have a pretty good relationship, so they can get into some, watch some film and maybe fix some things. But Miami really took it to him, man. I was pretty shocked, and Tua looked pretty good. Although he doesn't have a lot of zip on his ball right now, and I'm wondering if that's because of the hit. But like he's trying. I don't know if you like paid attention to it, but like he is putting a lot of effort to like hawk that ball, and it still doesn't have like a lot of like zip on it. So,
but it's accurate though.
No, he's definitely accurate. But I think in the long run though, like deep balls are going to be a lot of interceptions. So it's like I'm curious to kind of see like if that's the hip, then does he need a little extra, yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure, but we'll see, man. It's only his second game in, and he's 2-0. So we'll see. So far, so good.
So far, good.
How'd you feel about the game, man? I know Miami's kind of your AFC team right now. Like, what's good?
Right. Well, I got to see a little bit of it, but it was on at the same time as the Cowboys game, and Pops and I get pretty locked in. You know what I'm saying? But I was in some of it. I do want to kind of go back and see some of the clips from it, but I mean, it looked like basically a shootout. Every time we were seeing the score go by, they were scoring back and forth, basically scoring at will, both teams. So it only took a couple stops for the Dolphins to basically make the difference. So interesting game, but definitely it seemed like a track meet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna keep watching the Dolphins, though. I do like them, and I do like the way their defense, even though they got rocked a little bit this week. But
they did, but should be cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Grace in the house checking in on YouTube this time. Other sports for me, Veterans Day tomorrow. So shout out to our military. Absolutely. Great call. Definitely got a shout out to our military people, many family members and loved ones.
Oh, Anthony Weston had a really good comment too. Sorry.
And then Brother Eric said shout out to the Veterans. Oh yeah, he said, does it feel like they have the same issue? Which
absolutely
defense,
absolutely. Yeah, big time.
So the only difference I would say though too is Seattle's a little bit more stacked up and should be ready, but just the fact that they have like none of their running backs is really kind of hurting their offense even more. They have even more having to rely on Russell Wilson. So
big time. And the Cardinals' defense is better than Seattle's as well. So that definitely helps as well. The defense is able to get stops, and Seattle's even just ain't stopping nobody.
Yeah, sure. All right, let's get into this or that. I definitely want to hear. Oh, geez. Brother Eric says, though, Murray looks like a bad toddler running away from his dad when he's in trouble when he runs. He does. He looks so funny. He looks funny when he runs for sure, especially when size difference and stuff. But the other thing is, and Anthony Weston, don't hate me for that. I think Patrick Mahomes, when he walks fast, he looks like he's going to the manager to complain, dog. You ever see him like walk the sideline and he's like he walking with purpose? Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes looks funny, man, when he walks. So I don't know. Anyways, but let's get into everybody's opinions on this one real quick. Sixth man, Tony Kukoc or Ginobili?
Ginobili for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Ginobili as well. He kind of created the Euro step. Like he's got to kind of get that, and his name is more fun to say.
Yeah.
He was on a successful team. Like man, they did their thing. But well, Tony Kukoc was too. But
True. I mean, Tony Kukoc was he was like my first my first favorite European type player. It's like Tony
WB.
Kukoc. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. But I just feel like Ginobili, he's a starter on like any team he would have played in his prime. You know what I mean? Like Duke could have played point guard, shooting guard, no matter what. An amazing passer, saw the floor like not a lot of players get to do. And again, just one of those guys that saw something in that nobody else did. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. Like to me, I feel like Ginobili's one of the best six men ever. Like he's that good to me. So, but we'll see, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Anthony Weston checked in and said Ginobili. Trevor says Kukoc could have been anywhere else in the world. The Bulls still winning. But he goes Manu because they actually did him. That's a good point too. But yeah, I like Ginobili. I like definitely his game, and he balled out for a while too. I mean, he was balled for like half his career, dog.
For sure,
he was still going. So
I forget which game it was, but that no look pass that they still replay today, from like the top of the corner, the elbow three, and I can't remember what game it was, but like that's still like fresh in my head. Like that play still like just outstands me because I want to say he was pretty old when he did it too. So, oh man, Ginobili was just he's a different beast, man. He was nice.
He was a baller for sure. But no, that was a good this or that. We'll have to get some more opinions on that one too.
And the bat swat, most definitely, Anthony, for sure.
Bat swat. Oh man, but yeah, the Spurs, man. I don't know. The Spurs are like now they're kind of a historic franchise for what they've done, right? But like. It's all Pop, right? Like before him and now kind of in his waning years, like that's it for them, right? That's pretty much all their success.
Pretty much.
So I don't know. Pops and I were talking the other day about like how you would rank like franchises, like, and for me, obviously it's the Lakers first, then the Celtics, but then after that, it's kind of like I don't know who you would say because it's kind of tough after that. You'd probably say Bulls because it's Jordan,
for sure.
Now it's like, are the Warriors kind of fighting for that sort of because of what they've done? The Sixers because of their history.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Miami's got 4.
Miami, yeah, it's kind of tough. It's like once it gets after those two, it's kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Oh, and yeah, Anthony Weston says Heat too. See, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
This one though, Manu or Jamal Crawford, six man of all time.
Still Manu.
Brother Eric says Crawford. Man, the funny thing is, like Jamal Crawford, Jay Crossover is still getting buckets today.
At like 40.
He's like 42.
Yeah, dude, he's
still getting buckets. So that one's a tough one, but I still think Manu because the heights he reached in his career are higher than Jamal Crawford probably. So
I think Manu's still so heavily responsible for some of those Spurs championships. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why.
Yeah.
I love Crawford though, man. Crawford, I love to just play in a game with that man on his team or against him, and
or see him like at a park playing pickup.
That's what I mean, like a pickup game. That'd be so dope to see.
For sure. All right, then I think that's good for this or that though. So our final say, we touched on this on Thursday a little bit, but our final say is going to be about Hearts for Homeless AZ. You can find them on Facebook, and I tried to get the banner up, but I didn't get it connected, so I'm sorry. I'm going to have to show it, and we'll put it on our Instagram as well. But basically, they are doing a Thanksgiving meal on November 21st, so that's like a week from Saturday. I think it is. Yeah. I think it's like next Saturday. So we are going to be out there. Slac is going to be out there supporting. I'll be there, and My brother Strizzy will be out there. And we are wanting to help encourage and help with their donation collection process. So if any of our Slackers out there want to contribute, please reach out. Let us know. Either reach out to them, find them, and we'll put out the links on our page, or just reach out to us and we'll get you guys connected, or we'll help facilitate getting any donations you may have, or if you guys want to come out and help out. If you're in the area in AZ, it's West Side that Saturday morning. Come on out too. We would love to see you guys too. So
absolutely.
So that's what we're going to be pushing for, because I think that's really cool. I think that that'll be dope. And in a weird way too, one of my favorite scenes in the Denzel movie American Gangster was when he came out with the turkeys and everything like that. Like things like that have always stuck out to me. I think those are always great. My mom's been involved in stuff like that, getting to hand out big checks and going out to charity events like that. I'm excited. This will be our first time, like as an organization that I'm a part of, helping a great organization like that. So
for sure,
that's what's up. So I'm definitely excited about that. Yeah. So it'll be good. It'll be good. And that our friend Grace on here, that's her organization. She runs it with 2 other fantastic ladies, and they do a lot. They do this like every weekend, but this one will be a big, probably a big thing for, since it's kind of the holidays. So that's what's up. All right. Yeah. And Brother Eric said these months got skates. They're moving fast. They definitely are. It's going to be the end of the year before we know it. It's going to be the Super Bowl before we know it. We did talk about potentially doing Slack meetup. And Strizzy, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. And I don't know, I guess Slackers, if you guys would be interested, let us know. But there is a week in between the championship weekend and the Super Bowl where it's like that Pro Bowl weekend. And if we wanted to maybe try to do it when there's no games on, and it might not be as bad as going Super Bowl weekend, I don't know. But a lot to think about there. Also, though, that might all be too soon till things are kind of good or not. So we'll see. We'll see what's up. But
we got that vaccine coming around the corner.
Apparently, Pfizer's on their job. So,
no, I'm saying.
And for the people that knew already, the stock went up. So, all right. And then the last thing, real quick, though, I do want to shout out my guests. I got 2 guests today.
Oh, got to.
We've got Merlin. He's got this is Merlin from Sword in the Stone. And he's got this little quote on him: knowledge and wisdom is the real power. So that's what's up. King Arthur said that, or Wart said that. And then also we got Alex Trebek. Very sad, but this dude, one of my mom's favorite things is Jeopardy, and Alex Trebek has been like a part of my life and watching him almost every day when I was a little kid. Smart man, great man. He passed. That really sucks. 2020 has been taking a lot of people, obviously. But that was another one.
He was only 80. Like, he really wasn't even that old. That's crazy.
Yeah. But he did have, his battle with cancer. So,
yeah.
So it's just crazy. But, just another one in a long line of like, when they do like the Emmys, the Oscars type thing, when they show like people, like if they do that for 2020, it's going to be like forever long. Like it's going to be long.
For real.
We'll be able to watch that thing.
And depressing too. I don't even want.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, man. But I definitely wanted to bring him out since I have him. So I repped him this week for my namesake, Mr. Alex Trebek. So yeah. But all right. And they're making it mandatory for people in New York to take it, man. That's a whole nother. It's just.
That's crazy. I feel like that's messing with people's rights. You know what I mean? Like
that's another topic, probably though.
No, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. We'll see. It's definitely not done impacting our society, but we continue to be positive. We continue to move forward the best we can. So, with that being said, though, I think that's it. Though, anything else, Trizzy?
No, man. I think we hit a lot of great topics for final say. Like A alluded to, if anyone's interested in helping out with Grace's Foundation, we obviously appreciate the help. I know she'll appreciate the help. So I said, let's get out there and do a little bit for the community. I'm super excited to do it. Like A said, it's my first time actually doing something that's us. That's our organization doing something to help another organization. So that's actually gonna be really, really cool. So I can't wait. Other than that, man, we'll tune in with y'all on Thursday. Make sure y'all come in Thursday, 3:30.
Yeah, Thursday, we'll be back in the building for our picks, and I'm going to really try to do better this time. I'm going to really try to focus. We'll see.
For real.
But for our for everybody out there, all our Slackers out there, we appreciate you guys for permanent special guest Myra and super producer Marcus as well. We always appreciate them. And everybody else checking in and commenting and keeping us going as always. And yeah, we will definitely let you know about Sunday too, Trevor. We definitely appreciate the invite. So that'll be our last thing. I am A-Dub.
It's your boy Strizzy, y'all.
Taco Tuesday. Peace.
And you